Hey guys, welcome back for the shop chronicles. So the last video we got sink in, we got all of the HVAC stuff moved to the other side of the wall until I get more air conditioner. That's all we have for now. And we did a couple things. Anyways, on this one, we're about to do a whole ceiling transformation. The lights, they gotta go. They're okay, but we're gonna go ahead and just do these circle lights over here. These are like what Dad has in his shop, these high bay round lights. So I bought those the other day. So not necessarily a necessary upgrade since I already have lights, but it's gonna gain us a lot of ceiling room. It's gonna look a lot cleaner. And while we're at it, we're gonna take all of the random stuff that's just hanging up there. Like, I don't know if you can see this right here. Whatever, there's just like wires, like that wire right there. There's just a lot of random stuff in the ceiling. So we're going to get rid of all that, patch all the holes that are up there just from stuff, and get ready to paint it. All right, let's go. So you can see where the red metal started right here. That's actually where the building was added on to, I don't know, a couple years back when they needed to make the Dollar General bigger. So when they added this section on, whatever the installation was, lots and lots and lots of rips in the ceiling. We did have a couple small leaks, like up here. There used to be a hole for exhaust or something up there, and yeah, so stuff like that we want to go through and patch up, and just we're going to be cleaning up all the wiring for these lights. That's actually how all this started, was because this wiring over here is just, it's a mess, because this used to have a drop ceiling in it, so you didn't see all that, which is the problem with a lot of this set. It became exposed and it was never meant to be exposed. So we're going to go through and clean up all that. We get to spend another day on the Skyjack.
As long as I don't have to eat fiberglass, I'm fine with being on the Skyjack again.
What is a Skyjack?
Skyjacker is a lift kit.
No.
Yeah.
No, there
That's
has...
a scissor lift. It might be a brand.
I don't know.
Skyjack might be a brand.
I don't know.
It's called a scissor lift.
Well, I'm going to make a Skyjack.
Whatever floats your boat.
That sounds like a great... That's a great branding, Skyjack. And Groot is just going to be here tearing up sticks. So the last time you saw us doing anything was over in that corner, and we're up and down with the lift. Well, that was only like 10 minutes of what was close to a 12-hour day of cleaning the ceiling, but it all looked the same. We just went up and down, and then washed out the rags, and then washed out the bucket. We cleaned all of the ceiling. We vacuumed it all, only on this side of the beam. So that side of the beam back to the cabinets, the short side. Let me flip this around, hang on. So it was only on that side of the beam, the short side, that there was just spider webs. Looked like the Addams family lived here. But then this whole side did not have that, so it was odd. But all of the ceiling was really dirty. The back insulation on the back walls back there, black. I should have probably taken it a before and after of that.
It was really nasty in here. It's amazing the difference that it makes though.
Yeah. It already looks so much better. So we actually already kind of tried. We just hung up. Dad came over and was like, why don't we hang up a couple of the lights? We hung them up, checked them. Super bright.
Not as bright as my future, but they're pretty bright.
Bada ding.
Ta-da.
Anyway, so it is Tuesday. We kind of lost yesterday. Yesterday was chaotic. You guys may hear about that at some point on Nick's YouTube channel, and you may not. But let's just say we spent all day bounty hunting.
You might take up a new career.
Oh,
you guys
man.
gotta see the security camera footage.
Yeah, Nick watched security camera footage for like 4 hours. but don't worry. Caught him. So anyways, enough of that. But yeah, so we lost yesterday basically. We got started a little bit, but before the weekend, made a materials list. Dad came over. That's when I did my shopping at the hardware store and realized I don't have a clue anything to do with this. And actually, really, I think it's just actually intimidation because I'm not as clueless with it as I feel like, but I've not done it. So anyways, what we're doing is we're gonna have 4 rows of lights that start back here at the short wall, and then they go towards the door. So it's gonna be 4 rows going that way, and then there'll be 3 lights wide, and then on the short side where there's the office, there'll be 2 lights wide back here. So it's gonna be a total of 11 lights in here, and then I'll take the rest of the high bay lights and put them back there. So what we're doing is we're pre-making our conduit junction box plug-in boxes, and then we're gonna take it up in sections because on the first one, we took it up as a whole piece.
Yeah, that was a bad idea. But Dennis marked on, Dennis and I measured out where the lights are gonna be on the floor, and we marked them. First light's gonna be here, and then the second one down there, and the third row down there. So then we just put our boxes a couple inches offset, so that way the eyelets have room to drill through, but then we can just pre-make all this stuff up here instead of having to measure up there between boxes.
Yeah, this actually lines up with those marks.
Yeah,
but we just shuffled it. But yeah, Dad came over and he helped make the material list. I think him and Mike Bell actually made the material list. I went shopping, and then he came over and helped us get a game plan for where to hang it and what to do. And then he's back in Cab Over and 55 land in the very, very far away shop over there. And then we are cutting and pre-building. So all of the conduit is pre-built. You can see.
Which is really easy because we don't have to do any bends or 90s.
Yeah, it's just straight pieces.
All right.
That thing loves to beep if you leave it for just a second. So you can see up there, tucked in, you can see the one outlet right there. And then it's got the other outlet right there. So this one's the row that only has 2 lights.
So, and the good part about us doing like this is we're gonna run all of the electrical to where there's only one connection down here that has to actually be made before these get power. And all this stuff mounted outside the studs is coming down, so that way she can have the rest of the wall sheetrocked. But we're going to unhook all these boxes, put them inside, you know, put all that conduit inside the wall, and then we just, at the end of our conduit, we have a 4x4 box, so we can just run right up through the stud into our 4x4 box, and we won't see any of this electrical ever again.
Because the way this all started was I'm ready to start sheetrock, but you can see that this is not easily sheetrockable currently. Also, something with these lights is that are all already up here, they're on about 6 different breakers with no rhyme or reason. Like half of this row will be on one breaker and the other half will be on a breaker that's down there. So that should clean this up a little.
Yeah, well, yeah, it started, she wants to do sheetrock in here, and then it's like, well, she wanted to paint the ceilings, and well, she wanted to open up the ceiling with new lights. Well, then if you're opening up the ceiling and getting the lift, then we might as well move the ductwork. So then, well, after we move ductwork, we might as well clean before we paint. So let's clean, and now it's a couple days. I think I want to work on my shop a little bit this weekend. It's turned into 4 days of nonstop heavy renos.
We take the time that we have around here, and you have to maximize it.
We have a little bit of time, so we try to fill it, but we end up filling it with this much stuff.
And guess how much stuff's gonna get done?
A lot.
This much stuff.
It's gonna be so much nicer.
It's gonna be great. Actually, the high bay lights, I didn't even think of them, but Dad was like, "You don't want those lights up there," and I'm like, "Those lights are fine." And then the more we talked about it, I was like, "You're right. Actually, I don't want those lights up there." I didn't realize how much room that they take up. And I also don't like it because the rows don't run straight, and there's parts of it I don't like, but it's like, oh, okay. But it really does make sense to go ahead and change them out because one, it's gonna clean up the ceiling. I was gonna paint the ceiling anyway. It's gonna clear it up, and then it also solves the whole wiring and the wall situation over there. So it just solves a lot of problems. So we're gonna credit this 4-day work weekend to the dentist's idea of put up some high bay lights.
It's gonna look so much better with that wall sheetrocked up to there, and this sheetrocked up to there, and these lights going. It's gonna look twice as tall in here. It's gonna feel like a gymnasium. Oh, it's gonna be giant. Also, you forgot in that process too, that all got moved. So, anyways, we're going up with conduit, and we'll let you know when we're getting close to hanging lights. We're going up on a Tuesday.
It actually is Tuesday.
I know.
Okay, so I should have updated you guys a little bit sooner. So you can see all the lights are down and the new lights are up. I didn't update you sooner because I was actually almost at the point of tears yesterday. So Nick and I had been working and we got all the conduit hung and most of the lights hung, and then I left for about an hour because I had to be somewhere. And so I left, I come back, and he had 3 rows of the lights turned on. There wasn't a light in that back corner because we weren't gonna hang one there because that's gonna get drywall, sheetrocked with drywall all the way up. Gonna build the wall and finish it out. Anyways, so I walk in, all of the lights were still hanging up, so there was a lot of light being blocked. He just had these plugged in with extension cords basically because the wiring wasn't finished yet. Anyways, long story short, I walked in and I was so disappointed, like absolutely almost distraught, because I was like, my building was so bright. Now it's like I have to turn up my flashlight on to see if the lights are on. And he's like, it's fine, there's still one more row of lights. I called Dad, I was like, this isn't gonna work, like these are not enough lights. Well, it took a little bit of time, but once all of these lights, this pile of lights came down, it really, I didn't realize how much light those were blocking. And so it's crazy. Once those all came down, it got brighter. It's almost like the lights, I know they're LED, so they shouldn't be, but it's almost like they got brighter over time as they were on. Anyway, so it got fairly bright. I actually will post a before and after picture next, where you can actually see where the wall, this wall over here, is actually way brighter now, and the floor is way brighter. But it's kind of like a trick on your eyes, because before there were so many lights evenly spaced out going that way that it was almost like you walk outside and you look up at the sun, because it was just a constant, you know, it was a constant brightness. Here it's not. So the ceiling looks like darker. It's not that it's really darker, it's just that there's not like that many rows of lights all the way down. So you're not just like seeing this overhead total brightness. It's weird. So the floor is brighter, like compared, picture taken in the same spot. I actually took the picture of the new version at a later point in the day, so there was less light coming in from my windows right here, and it's still brighter. So the floor and the wall is brighter. Long story short, I didn't show you guys yesterday because I was just like trying to figure out, I was in crisis mode of like, what do I do? How do I fix this? Do I just have to get a ton more lights? Like, what do I do? Anyways, long story short, once we actually started comparing it and got all the lights down and all the brightness really started to show up, I like it. It looks really good. So let me flip it around. Okay, so overall, this is the view. And just so you guys know, I know Hyperlight over there, that's the lights that I got. They sponsor a lot of people. This is not a sponsored video. This is just, I actually just bought them because Mom and Dad used them in their shop way before I like knew anything about them sponsoring anything. So I got them because that's what they have. And then Nick did get, like, he partnered with them and got some lights from them. Anyways, long story short, this is not a sponsored video. This is just, we just picked how many lights that we wanted, and I got the brightest ones I could. Overall, it looks way cleaner. Like, if you look, the ceilings just look way taller. The building looks much newer. There's just so much less clutter, because like all of those guys were hanging up there. That's a lot. I think what we're gonna do is, because this corner is dark, that's the one thing I don't like. And over here before, you can see that they had this row of lights for this exact reason, because a lot of the lights up there it's blocked by that beam. So what I'm gonna do, Dad suggested, we're gonna get these long, like, they basically look like those, but they're skinnier. Instead of having all of this like valance and panel look right here, it's just the bulb width. And we're gonna run it along the arch of the building, like the peak. So then this whole side over here that's dark right now will have like a nice outline light. And then we're gonna do the same over there. So run a row of lights all the way up here, all the way back there. And then remember, this right here is gonna get walls. So then we're gonna come in and add a row of lights back here. So basically when you walk in, it'll have this like really cool look of like the shop is outlined in lighting. And I think that'll look really nice. Anyways, now to the point, I wanna paint the ceiling. That's the whole next thing. So stuff took a lot longer than it was supposed to, because this is just, you guys know how projects go. They really expand. So anyways, I had to do like 6 hours worth of office work today. So it's like 3:30 in the afternoon. Nick went back to regular work today, and it's been really busy. But I have to leave for California tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. And I am very much obsessed with getting this project done before I leave. So I have conned Mom, she's back there somewhere. She is going to get on the lift with me, and we're gonna go up and we're gonna start painting the ceiling black. Yes, we're gonna see how it's gonna go. I am probably gonna be up all night. I already assumed this. I should have got started earlier, but I couldn't. I had to like pay bills and stuff, do office work, you know? All that stuff that gets in the way. Anyways, that's all done. Now it's time to start painting. And then Nick's gonna finish my wiring while I'm gone. All right, let's pause this video real quick because we have worked up an appetite. So we're going to make shop burgers with Good Chop. So first of all, shop burgers, best thing ever. They just taste unlike any other burger if you make them in the shop. Second of all, Good Chop is a meat delivery service box. Big fan of it. So it's high quality, all American meat and seafood. So you're not getting any of the bad stuff. You're getting the good stuff, all sourced in the US. So you have to ask, now we're at this point, what is a shop burger? A shop burger is when you have been at the shop for a long period of time and you're craving some real food that's not fast food. So you make shop burgers. It's kind of like racetrack burgers. They just taste different. Don't ask me. I don't make the rules. It's just a fact. So anyways, once my Good Chop box delivered, I went through, checked out the meats that I had. There's a huge selection that you can get. If you like seafood, you can get seafood. If you like beef, you can get beef. If you like chicken, you can get chicken, or you can mix it all up. But they have a big selection to choose from. So when I saw that there was some ground beef in there, decided I was going to make burgers, like I said, and invite friends over. Remember, my dad shops across the road, and Tom and Max are across the road. So we're making burgers for everyone. Anyways, so we always like charcoal burgers. We like to make those. This is something that we do frequently, honestly. Like, we either do it at Dad's shop or we do it at my shop. We've been doing it at my shop lately. But this is now cooking in the shop. So for those of you that say, go make something in the kitchen, we're not doing that. We're doing it in the shop. So cutting open our meat here because my nails, I was fighting fingernails, couldn't get the meat open. Grab a razor blade from, I don't know, painting or something. Cut that open. It's fresh, it's clean, don't worry. And then making some patties here. So this was actually really nice. It comes frozen, so I like that because I have time to get to the shop, pick it up. It comes right to my door. It comes totally frozen. I throw it in the freezer and then just thaw it when I'm ready. So I took it out this morning, let it sit out, let it thaw, and shaped up some patties here. So these are actually some thick boys. Made 4 out of this section. I ended up coming back and making more later because I invited people, but we have 2 pounds of ground beef right here, so I just broke that in 4 equal sections. So we had half-pound burgers, and then even though the meat is really high quality and really tastes really good, I am a sucker for seasoning. So, you know, I had to hit that pretty good. So had some kind of like buttery seasoning, whatever, but it paired nicely with the quality of meat. So like I said, there's a ton of stuff to choose from variety-wise, all sourced from the US. And if you try it and you don't like it, it's 100% money back guarantee. So get some and make your own shop burgers. Now, I think you guys might like this. I always tell you why I think you might like it. I think you might like it because if you're busy like me, you don't want to have to go to the store, search for questionable quality stuff, and you don't want to just have to spend that time that you might not have. So this just delivers right to your door. So again, big fan of it. So guys, FYI, it's hard to make shop burgers when it's windy on a charcoal grill. I think I almost burned my hair off and burned the burgers multiple times, but it all worked out. So mom's getting it set up. This is a key part of shop burgers. You have to eat with your cars. You've got to set them up. So yeah, we're getting ready to enjoy them with our friends. I want to tell you though, before I head out here and we get back to painting, you guys can order a Good Chop box of your own. So you go to goodchop.com/YouTube and use code AlexTaylor130, or click the link in the caption below to get $130 off across your first 4 boxes. So there'll be a link below, but just to remind you, go to goodchop.com/YouTube and use code AlexTaylor130, or click the link in the caption below to get $130 off across your first 4 boxes. Okay, shop burgers, they were a success. Everyone liked them, and now we're going back to painting. I was telling everyone about the lighting situation, and that at first I wasn't so sure about it, but
I hadn't even thought about it. See, if it was darker in here, I would notice.
Yeah. And
it's not.
I said the thing that bugs me the most is that corner over there and this back. But once we add perimeter lights,
yeah,
I think it'll be okay. Okay, so now is the time. This is like, there's no going back.
No. Once you do this, painting it white would suck.
Yeah, so it's time to paint the ceiling. So
it's a little scary on it.
I know, that's why I'm starting in this corner, because it's gonna get covered up.
Yeah, because I mean, I like black ceilings when I look at them in pictures, except when you look up there, this looks like a brand new building. It's perfect.
Am I making the wrong choice?
I think it's gonna be all right.
Okay, so this is my blue paint for the ceiling.
Hey, wait, I think it's gonna be all right.
Oh no.
No, I'm serious. It's gonna be all right.
I'm so concerned. I actually am nervous.
I just spray it and never look back.
It's gonna look good when it's done. It's like these lights.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome to have a blue ceiling.
Stop.
It is. Look how blue.
It actually is black though.
It is on the side. Look how it changes.
Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, it's black there and blue down there. Okay, enough of that.
All right, so now this is the paint sprayer 9000.
So we gotta hope that this thing's not plugged up. It's been, I don't remember what I sprayed.
We used it down at
Tom and Karina's house.
Yeah. Okay, so anyway, so we got it all hooked up. I'm gonna turn it on. Now this has got to be on prime, which it is. Oh!
That actually got me.
Let's see if it'll suck that paint up. That says prime. We have to push that button.
Ah!
There it goes. I was looking for it in here, but it's already pumping out of there. So I'm gonna turn it on spray now. Listen, it's gonna build pressure. It's supposed to.
It's working on it.
It takes it a minute. That's really thick paint. It's got a knob off.
It does.
Look at this. It looks like a flathead. Oh, I changed down here. Oh. So it does. That's what it's supposed to do. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna spray it backwards. This is gonna be a stream, and I hope it doesn't splatter.
I am gonna stand back.
It'll look white.
That's
okay. So it's already took a dump.
Awesome.
What the heck?
Well.
Oh, I was on. Yeah, I was on. All right, we got to figure out. Look, I'm dribbling on the floor.
You already got me.
I got me too. But it was not being cooperative.
At least my floors aren't finished yet.
Probably has to do down there.
Okay, going up. I need the control panel.
You control.
Dun dun dun. Ready?
So good. We gotta climb over this thing.
And try it
Okay,
now.
so all I'm gonna do is just see how much, what it feels like and how much paint it's putting out.
Whoa.
Oh, it's got a dirty spot. And that's the whole idea of being able to turn that backwards, is to clean that out, but let's just see if it clears up.
Wow.
Let's see what that looks like now. Does it look covered? I think it does.
I think it looks covered.
It looks good.
At least there's no texture, so it's not like you got to get it from each angle.
Let me spray back this way.
Wow. This looks fun.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
All right, so that's the problem with this till it gets cleaned out, and that hopefully that strainer is picking up all the...
What?
Okay, so what I did, had to turn that back and forth from flush to spray 2 or 3 times before it finally picked up. So here, if you want to spray, have this whole section cleaned.
Get that, see on that side? See how it's like got a ripple? You painted my forehead. I can feel it.
I don't think, maybe your face.
Okay, so I just take off spraying?
Yeah, it sprays a lot of paint really quick.
Ready.
Try not to get the wall.
Is that far enough away?
You'll see, probably. But move as soon as you pull the trigger.
Oh, that's cool. Whoa. I like that.
Okay, so now you got to paint inside the beams and stuff. You don't have to on this one. I don't even think I'd waste the paint.
Because it's going to be boxed.
Yeah, you're really wasting paint doing this up here anyway. But
for now.
For a test, yeah. So
okay.
Let's step back over here.
This is cool. Maybe we could get down and look at it and see if we like it.
Yeah, let's do that.
And then if we like it, we can just go somewhere else.
You might want to let it dry from that. Yeah, because that's really a crummy place to start spraying.
Okay.
So.
Cool.
But it's really
Don't come
easy.
At us. We don't have a harness. Don't want to hear
harness. Harnesses are for sissies.
it. Don't want to hear it.
I'm not an OSHA person. Whatever OSHA says, I do the opposite. Looks pretty good.
I like that. It doesn't even look blue down here.
No. Let's give it a minute to dry.
Alright, it's going well. So you can see, this is me clean. It was a lot worse, but the ceilings are looking good. Let me flip it. Okay, so it's a little glossy right now because it's drying, but it's looking really good, I think. You think?
I think so.
It doesn't look good on the camera. I can tell you right now, it looks bad. Really good. Like, I was gonna say, I didn't want to cuss. It looks really good in person.
Noted.
I didn't want to cuss on your show.
Thanks. It does look good. The light's reflecting weird right now.
I thought it took a great picture.
Well, see, look though, on camera it's kind of funny looking.
I think it looks good.
But if you look, I'm about halfway. I'm also about halfway on paint. But we went ahead and painted the vinyl up there black because I'm not going to take the drywall up. And we decided that it gives a endless ceiling effect, right? Or where's the ceiling effect?
That's the whole idea. By painting the upper part of that wall black, if you stand back, you can't tell where the ceiling actually starts. It could be 10 foot higher than it did.
And it's actually very deceiving if you look from back here. And it's a nice night, guys. It's a very nice night. So you look in. Man, I wish it wasn't so fuzzy. Whatever. You guys get the point. My camera lens is as dirty as my face right now, and that's really bad. But it's looking good, and it conceals everything up there. So once those walls are white, man, it's gonna look awesome. So anyways, back to painting we go. I've cleaned my face once. It's painted, okay? I'm painted and it's painted, and yeah. It's a long night, so it's midnight, and I have a 6 a.m. flight in the morning, and I'm not packed, and I look like this. So, anyways, mission accomplished. Ceiling is painted. Okay.
What's up?
How much did we make it by? Ooh.
Oh, the bucket that's got some in it probably has a cup.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's done. And we're spraying water to it now to try to clean it up. I don't have anywhere to put this. We need some...
So we barely made it.
Yeah, go ahead and put it in there, but we're going to have to dump that and get some fresh water.
Barely made it?
Like, by a cup.
The battery on this thing didn't make it. It ran out, so we had to drive it charging it. My batteries ran out. I'm tired.
I'm tired of watching it.
I know at HRG, they said the reason they didn't get the ceiling painted, and this was much simpler ceiling.
Then where?
At HRG.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't get it painted because it was $14,000.
Good.
So I don't know if I just made $14,000, but that's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, this is this one's more simple than theirs?
No, theirs is more simple.
Oh, and it was 14 grand?
14 grand.
That's in California, so
Less.
it's like 4 grand here.
No, California for that kind of stuff is usually cheaper.
I might go out there and start spraying ceilings.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. David and I both said that we might just take that up on the weekend. Okay, I have to do something about this. I'm disgusting. My hair? Look at this. Look at this. I mean, wow. Wow, that's gross. This is gross. I'm gonna go get a facial and get my skin clean, and they're gonna be like, did you get into something? And I'm gonna be like, yeah, paint. Every time I do that, they're like, how about you don't do that again? And I'm gonna be like, that's a great idea. Doesn't work. Anyway, so I'm not gonna sleep tonight. I still have to pack. My flight's at 6, which means I need to leave by 4 at the latest. But the ceiling's painted, and I have a sink. I did this to myself. I can't complain. Back on the shop project, so I had every intention of we were gonna finish this up, but Nick has had my lift for like the last 2.5, 3 weeks. We went to drag week. You guys saw that. He said it's our lift. My name's on the rental, but it was. He's used it more than me. Anyway, so we went to drag week. I went and filmed for a week. While I was doing that, Nick used the lift, took it to his shop, and finished some stuff on his shop. Anyway, so we have one day with the lift. The lift goes back tomorrow. We leave for Speedway to go to the Cars and Coffee. So technically, this could be rented longer, but we have plenty of stuff coming up to do, so we're not going to be able to use it. Anyways, so now the goal is to finish the wiring to the lights, because remember, all that was still up there. Well, it's supposed to be easier than what it's proving to be. So stuff is taken down. It's looking much cleaner on that wall, but what is not clean is the wire panel back here. I'm gonna bring you to see it. Nick is staring at me because he's ready for me to hurry up. It's a disaster. I remember when we bought this that I had to turn on like 17 breakers to turn on the lights. You'll understand why in a second. Nick's not enjoying this job. How?
I'm not enjoying it. I'm not understanding it. Because all this wire, mind you, the whites are neutral. Okay, no big deal. There's one ground, green, back here. all these other 2 blues, 2 blacks, 2 reds, 4 reds, 5 reds actually, 4 reds. Only power wires in this whole thing are 2 red wires. I thought all this was going to be on one breaker. No, they literally ran a wire all the way through this other conduit, jumped it over the wall down into this conduit that's already coming through from the panel, and then took all these wires and wire nutted them inside the panel and powered them from the wire that's ran all the way on the other side of the wall and jumped over.
Go to the panel and show.
Just to give you an example. What we're looking at here is this piece of conduit right back here. About 11 wires coming out of it.
Yeah.
And what we got, the 2 breakers that turned off the power to all the wires.
Break this down simply.
Okay, the 2 breakers that turned off all the power to all of those wires is this breaker and this breaker.
Okay.
This breaker right here, this wire, doesn't even run into that conduit. It runs into this conduit, goes all the way down there, and it gets to the wall down there. I'll just stop right there. I'm just gonna illustrate. It gets to the wall down here, it goes over the wall, down into that conduit, disperses like 20 different ways. Actually, it hooks to one. I don't even know how they did it, honestly. I don't know. Either way, I took that jumper out basically, and now that doesn't power anything.
Yes.
This one is actually useless now. This is the one that I said powers the 2 red wires, but it's got a red wire that comes out of it. It goes all the way over to here to a black wire that goes all the way back over here to this black wire goes back to 2 red wires. This red wire goes into our conduit. This red wire goes up to a connector here, comes back down to this red wire, goes into this red wire, goes back up into our conduit.
So what's the plan?
We're gonna go dark.
What a look.
We're gonna go dark. We're gonna shut this thing down, and we're taking all this crap out, because honestly, it'll take me less it'll take me less time to run all new power wires, because we literally only have, I could run 4 wires through this thing and have enough wire to do all of that stuff. But we have 11 wires and no power, so we're taking it all out. I'm gonna unhook everything I don't need, take all these jumpers out, and just do it the right way. Because this wire, I don't get it.
I wish I had Dad over here commenting on this right now.
We would not function. There would be 2 of us just so uncomprehensive of what's going on here. We would.
Maybe I'm glad you're not both together.
Explode.
Okay, shut the power off.
Now what you do when you shut power off is check for power.
And why do you do that? Because you got shocked yesterday.
Well, I get shocked all